Wow, we were right all along about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, that they had consultants working on the game who were DEI consultants. I'm especially sensitive to this because I hate using that word, because in the book world where I come from, in mainstream publishing, and this is where the word comes in too, they hire what's called sensitivity readers. I'm dead serious. And they go through, and if your book like has somebody who sounds like they're Native American and they're smoking a peace pipe or something, they'll be like, that is a stereotype and it is wrong, and you must have a real Native American write this voice for the rest of the book and rewrite this. Or we cancel you. And that's how they do things in mainstream publishing. So this is what they do in the video game industry as well. That's what we've been calling out over the last year and a half, starting with Sweet Baby Inc. once it got discovered that this company was all about consulting, going into these companies, shaking them down, changing their narratives, changing the games, all to insert the LGBTQ agenda, and of course, the DEI critical race theory agenda, which is replacing white culture with black culture. And so I've always been calling that out since day one, because it's been that way in books, comics, games, and everything else, movies, for a long, long time. And for some reason, like, some people who were influencers just went all in on saying this game wasn't woke when it was very much woke. And now we have confirmation from Daniel Vavra himself, the game designer, that it's worse than we thought. And of course, he was manipulated and sold out to a mega corporation to do exactly what they do every single time. We're going to get into this and get into all the crazy drama that surrounds it in just a moment. So please hit the like and subscribe button. Guys, we covered this from the start on Fandom Pulse. This is where we've been covering the real gaming news and everything else in culture as well that nobody else will talk about. I find stuff that's so important in culture. The one I found this morning, which I'll do another video on in a moment, which is about the American Library Association. They're actually using your tax dollars in America to put gay and lesbian and transgender graphic scenes into school libraries. I'm dead serious. You're paying for it. And it's still happening. Even under Trump, they haven't gotten rid of it, guys. And a lot of the people out there have said woke is dead or whatever. I think a lot of people burned out because the culture is so toxic at this point. It's so pervasive. And people are just like, please, just give me something, video game to play or something. I think I empathize with you guys, but you just have to go back. It's all about old stuff, physical media. You can't get anything new from mainstream culture whatsoever. And we're going to continue to call it out, even if it's not the most popular thing to do, but because it's right and because it's true. And so that's what we did with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and we took a lot of flack for it on Fandom Pulse right here. They called us fake news. In fact, Smash JT literally called us Kotaku over saying that it was a woke game. And you'll see that the Kotaku elements are a little more familiar with his channel than they are with anything we do. We verify everything. We put screenshots. So every article we talk about, and when we show stuff, guys, we'll show, like, because we talk about this. This is so important. This is something nobody else does. But if you look at the Andor viewership, for example, here we actually put the streaming chart in here so you can see it yourself, right? And that's why John Trent and my articles have been used for so many YouTubers. These guys who, of course, got big off the culture war, they mostly did so by reading John Trent and my articles over the years. And then we just didn't get credit for it. They did because they were the sort of, I guess, charismatic YouTube personalities reading the story rather than the people who wrote and did the research. And so they tried to cancel us really, really hard over Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It didn't work. We're still the most trusted name in video game news, and we're growing so fast. So please go into the description below. Grab this, subscribe. You can have a free subscription. It helps a lot. And of course, if you want to help us out, we have no advertising. That way we don't have to be beholden to anybody. Please give us a subscription. We were proven right once again, and everything we do is 100% documented. Everything we say is 100% documented every time. We don't just make claims like a lot of people out there, and that's exactly why we appreciate your support. So please, it's a $5 a month subscription. Get in there. I appreciate you guys for supporting us. All right, so Daniel Vavra went out and did a interview saying he included sodomy, which is the gay sex scene that was heard around the world, into the game to avoid being called sexist. Now, this is the direct quote that we got. We are actually going in there, and we got one of our people, thank you for the help, to translate this so we could actually read the full interview and the like. Only snippets of it are being shown around right now. And there's massive problems with the game. It was a huge disaster. Now, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a Crusader-themed game, if you're new and you don't know what this is, and it is set in medieval Bohemia. The original game got popular because Daniel Vavra actually cozied up to Gamergate and said, I'm not going to put black people into medieval Bohemia. I'm not going to go with this woke stuff because I want a historically accurate game. And everybody cheered for him for this. Well, his company did very well as a result because you get not woke, you win. And over the years, he then got bought by the Embracer Group, which is a huge, giant, evil corporation that inserts DEI into everything. They actually own Dark Horse Comics as well in the comic world. They got their little fingers in everything, and they've got the big investors with BlackRock and Vanguard pulling their strings as well. That's who Embracer Group is. So when you saw this, you're like, there's your red flag that something's going on with this sort of stuff. And Daniel Vavra's tune started to change when he was coming out with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, saying that he did put a black person in there, and he said it was for story reasons. And it's like, that's weird. Why is there a black person now when you said there weren't black people there just a couple years ago? And then he put gay stuff in there, and he turned the characters gay. Well, this is pretty interesting as it all went along, and he started personally attacking critics. If you didn't see him on X, he did the thing that game developers, we would call this out. The Smash JTs of the world, the Hypnotics of the world would all call this out and say, this game developer attacking somebody for criticizing a game and saying they don't like elements of it, that is just bad, unprofessional behavior. And that's exactly what we used to stand for, like making sure that these guys in the industry are moral and correct and truthful, and of course don't have DEI in games. We thought we were all on that same page. I have a sneaking suspicion that Embracer Group, much like Ubisoft did with Assassin's Creed Shadows, they paid $1 million on influencers. It came out. I'm pretty sure Embracer Group paid people to follow them and to say positive things about their game. Now, I don't know who or how much, but it got kind of weird on this level with these narratives that started to develop. And if you don't remember it, there was a video that was done about me by Smash JT just yesterday saying I was a liar and saying that I was libeling him over saying that the gay scene was not gay in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which he actually said. I didn't show the screenshot then, but here it is, and I did not lie, and he lied to his audience, and he was really weird. He was shaking. You could tell like he knows that he's been called out for bad behavior, and he just won't back down because it's some YouTuber ego clout thing. It's really sad. But he said after streaming tonight, and this was back then, he said watching IGN's hardcore gay walkthrough, chatting over the gay stuff with Real Hypnotic, and deep diving gayness in gaming over the years, I have confidently concluded Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is not gay. So he said the gay walkthrough, watching it, was not gay. Now, what's interesting on this stream I noted yesterday that he did calling me a liar about this very topic, which I just said, that he said the gay scene was not gay. He literally, here's the proof. Again, we always show receipts. He said he was watching The Last of Us Part 2, and he said it was really, really gay. And it's like, well, we've known The Last of Us Part 2 on HBO is a disaster of a woke show. Why are you still watching it if it's gay? And now I'm seeing a pattern. Like, he played the gay game, liked it. He's watching. I have a feeling that this guy really is porn addicted and watches a lot of, nasty dudes doing things with other dudes, probably. And that's probably why he's so mad about this, because it kind of exposes that his channel was not about being anti-woke to begin with. So let's get back to Daniel Vavra, because this is super important here, and this is where it's really at. So we are vindicated in all this. The guy said it's not gay. Like I said, this was kind of weird. Smash JT also said, I said at the time I couldn't find any evidence of it being woke. He said this last night, right? And I said, we presented pages of evidence on Fandom Pulse. You called us Kotaku. He said we were Kotaku for saying it was woke. He lied to audiences on videos, tried to cancel us, all to stand for this woke game. This is a problem that was going on here. So this is what Daniel Vavra now says about exactly what's going on. He said, the sword of Damocles hung in the air for quite a long time. I was really intensely afraid they would dig up on me again. That thing they dug up the first time, this was the left attacking him, because now, like basically back then when the first game was coming out, they dug up those controversies on us, right? That's it's not diverse enough, blah, blah, blah. Since then, you know, I haven't exactly restrained myself on check internet, Facebook. Now I thought, well, today there are those automatic translators basically looking at my Facebook in English is zero problem. So it's only a matter of time before someone does it and they'll start saying, man, he's a Trumpist and here again against this, then that and the like, and they'll write some text like that again. So you see exactly how he's framing this right now. He was afraid that the woke activists were going to come after the game. And so he's like, you know what, I'm going to change it and insert diversity because I'm scared of this. He made the conscious choice on this at Embracer Group. I mean, this is really wild. He folded and he went against everything that made him popular to begin with to promote DEI. This is exactly what we were saying. He said it really seemed quite likely to me that it was a threat, and I was actually prepared for the possibility they might fire me. So he really thought that Embracer Group, the evil corporation that he works for, would fire him, and they probably would. He's probably right on this. Like this is probably true. So he sold out his game, he sold out his franchise, and he sold out gamers. Because he didn't want to have to face that risk. He went exactly what the social pressure of the left in DEI and wokeness and gaming like tries to get everybody to do. I mean, this is really, really sad. It's tragic, honestly. This is a tragedy. I mean, it proves us right, which I'm happy about, but I'm not happy this happened because this shouldn't have happened. He should have held firm against the mob, and he should have done things right and not put degenerate gay stuff into a game, period. Because it's not up to me anymore, sir. And this is where it is. I was actually prepared for the possibility they might fire me. It's not up to me anymore, sir. And I said I was actually willing to accept it because basically I wouldn't drag this down with me. So he cared more about making this game popular than he did about principles. And that is what's happening all the way around here. Popularity over principles is happening with these people. Here's Hypnotic again last night, even after this. KDC2 is still a great game. Daniel Vavra is an idiot, cannot be trusted. Well, why did you attack people, Hypnotic? Why did you try to cancel me, John Trent, other people who were calling out this game? You canceled us for saying we weren't going to play this game. You tried to police us liking a game because we didn't want wokeness in a game. You built your entire channel on being anti-woke. Don't you think that's kind of weird? Huh. Almost as if he is paid. And that's the whole thing here. I really think they paid influencers to do this because it doesn't make any sense. We were getting, you know, a lot of traction, and these guys went full bore cancel pig, all because they wanted to force us to like gayness in a game. And this guy, Daniel Vavra, put it in there because he wanted to appease the corporation. This is the whole reason Gamergate exists, my friends. This is the whole reason our movement exists in a nutshell. He says, what happened in the meantime? It turned around so much, the other side started attacking us. Yeah, because you changed the game and you changed history to put in DEI. What do you mean? Well, of course we're going to call it out. He said, saying I'm a leftist. I don't know, right? And so he put some things in there and that they acted like were completely normal. And we put them in there. We are there, like they are there, but we put them in the way they could realistically be, the gay sex and the black guy, which I assume people demanding it really wouldn't like. And result is, however, the other side really dislikes it. So now we are like, for a student group of people, we're super woke. You are. You literally changed Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and you admitted it here in order to appease the woke mob. And I, like, in this group, don't want anything to do with the first or second one. This is where it goes. I'm basically a centrist, and this is, so painful. These leftists always do this. They call themselves centrists while they bow to the left, and they personally attack the right. This is exactly what they do. This is why you need an explicitly right-wing movement with explicit values, and it needs to be stated so that people can't weasel around this stuff and try to appeal to the worst elements of the leftist society. This is the whole communist plot right here. I'm not afraid to call it out. I've never been afraid to call it out. And so he says it's a bizarre situation where the first group that hated us last time started rooting for us because they hate the second group, and that's exactly what happened. So most people are just annoyed by it, this whole cultural war thing. And this is what they do. It's just an annoying thing, this culture war. Well, if it's just annoying and it's not important, why did you put in explicit gay sex into it? Well, he'll explain it. Because this hatred from the anti-woke people kind of dulled the hatred from the other side towards us a bit. So we're like, but like anyway, it's really stupid. Yeah, so he's so smart. I basically is just a story from the Middle Ages. By the way, there's a root out anti-Semite gathering in this. Yeah, I'm sure that was happening in the Middle Ages. Yeah, Daniel. Yeah, that's all it was. Just like it could have happened. Yes, they went after those Nazis in the Middle Ages. My gosh, so sick. And so that's it. And so he changed it. So further along in this, he's had a lot, and he rambles for a long time, which I could go over all of it, but you can read my article on Fandom Pulse right here and actually read it all for yourself. But they also said they hired DEI consultants on this, which was so important. This is where this all came out and was a big deal. I posted this in my community tab last night because it's a big thing, and there were portions of it that use sensitivity consultants, like I said, for this to actually make these changes. So these DEI consultants went into this game, did the same thing they did to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, same thing with Conquered, same thing with all the games like Ubisoft that Smash JT used to criticize, that Hypnotic used to criticize. But because I guess they were paid, I can't think of another reason for this. Like, maybe they'll come up with one, but I really think they were paid influencers on this. For some reason, the DEI consultants, the gay sex, the insertion of black people, the pushing of the, you're fighting against Nazis in a historical game where Nazis didn't exist is okay with these guys, and they don't care about it anymore. And that's the problem that's going on now. So these guys were massively exposed. Daniel Vavra, of course, sold out his company. He sold out his game. He sold out all the gamers, all to get a little clout from leftists. And these guys were complicit in it, and they owe me a giant apology is what it comes down to. Because, like I said, there's been months. If you go to these guys' channels, all they do is stream about me. All they do is make videos about me. It's really, really weird. Then they his video where he claims I'm lying. Here's your screenshot, bro. Not gay. You did it, and it's all just to try to get at me, which is weird. I'm just a guy talking about DEI on the internet. I don't have any power. Notice they always scream censorship while they're trying to get you to get outraged against me and cancel me. Right? It's like, well, leave it alone. And of course, they just have no values. Is what it comes down to. But we do, and we report the truth. We translated this for you guys so that you can read it yourselves. It's on fandompulse.com. And, of course, we had the screenshots about all this DEI stuff in advance when nobody else would publish it. And it's because we tell the truth in gaming journalism. That's why we are the most important name in gaming news at this point and all of pop culture. And we're going to continue strong. This is a big victory that this came out. It vindicated us huge. And, demand these guys apologize. It's very important. I never wanted to fight these fights or whatever. This guy just picked a fight with me, and I have no idea why. I guess he got some clout from leftists and he wanted to expand his base or whatever. And, short term, I guess that's a good thing for him. But long term, people are starting to see it smash. I'm getting a lot of comments about just you're grifting and just had enough of you just picking fights with people. You did it with Melanie Mack. You did it with Razor Fist. Nobody wants this. Just dial down, apologize, and fight the woke again. That is the important thing we need to do here. And, we're going to build a better movement together. I appreciate you guys for being here. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.